What did you cook for us?
It's 9 a.m. We haven't cooked, still early, but my mom and I prepared tea and scones. Mama ngathanda ukuthi abantu bahambe bangadlanga like Daveyton.
Oh,
my grandfather was also like that.
I like that. I thought maybe we share something on that microwave, Miss Daveyton.
No. No, I said microwave. Microwave was 2007. No.
You threw it away?
No, we gave it to someone. That was a long time ago, eh?
Ne?
It was a long time ago. Yeah, over what, 10 years. I was in high school in 2007.
Ladies and gentlemen, today a very special interview. LAHLELA with Lindiwe Dube. I simply call her Miss Dube. Former YFM, Power FM.
No, I didn't go to Power. I was supposed to go to Power.
Yes,
and then I got the Power FM gig and then I got the SuperSport gig at the same time. So I had to choose. Because Power FM wanted me to do weekends.
Yes, yeah.
And my plan was to do radio weekdays. Then I do television on weekends. But they wanted me to do weekends and I couldn't. So I had to choose between Power and SuperSport and I ended up going with SuperSport because SuperSport has always been the dream.
Great stuff. Home ground.
Yeah, fan base.
And fan base.
Match day live.
Match day live.
Netball football.
Netball football.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your 6th year now?
Yeah, it's been 6 years, ne? 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Time
20.
flies.
Time flies. I can't believe it's been 6 years
Ne?
already. Yeah, 6 years at SuperSport. Wow. Almost a decade in broadcasting.
Yes.
Because YFM was in 2012, October 2012, and then I left in 2014, and then SuperSport was September 2014 until present.
Wow. Thank you very much for welcoming us to your lovely home. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No mamuchilo good I know. Siyasebenza lana.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming all the way, to Daveyton. I know it's far. You guys could have been elsewhere, but you chose to come here and interview me.
It's
really
the first
honored.
time.
Thank you.
When I spoke to my team, I said, guys, we have to make it happen. Yeah,
Pela,
wherever she is.
East Rand is the other side of the world. And I'm like, guys, it's not that far. They're like, no, it's far.
No, it's not
far.
far.
Thank you guys. And you woke up early.
Yes, I have to. I have to. You grew up here.
Yes.
Just, how was it like growing up?
Daveyton is a typical township, hey? I think I had a great childhood. Of course, I had my own challenges like any other, person ekasi. Yes, we had our own challenges. Obviously, I come from a very loving family and we're very united with my family. I think anyone who follows me on social media knows that I'm all about God, family, my craft. And yeah, essentially that's about it. And we grew up, we were very united as a family. We lived in a shack our entire lives. We got a house, I think, in 2012. Yes, we got an RDP house in October 2012. Yeah, 2012, ne? Yeah, 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, definitely not 2010, because I remember when the World Cup was playing, we were still in a shack. And there was a time where we were No, we didn't, but we had GCS in yoga. But you can't have DSTV when you have illegal electricity. Next thing, I'm a post as a spoken. No, we couldn't have GCS in yoga. Yeah, like the only time I'd watch DSTV, and I say this all the time on all my interviews, is when I was visiting, relatives in December. But yeah, our childhood, I think my mom was she instilled great values in us, yeah, like basic things like respect, respecting the next person. You know how it is, the lokshin, mawkhula ume nomfana ubona umakhelwane even though ngasuma wakho baba you need to run,
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, so that was about it. Elokishini, I mean, we didn't have the luxury of traveling in December during the holidays, so we pretty much do the same thing every year. On weekends you watch the local football tournaments, whether it's a top 8 competition or it's a top 4.
Yeah.
You do that, you are clean and you go watch a grounding because so yeah, you go watch football there and you're with your friends. Yeah, growing up I was a bit of a tomboy. I have so many scars to show for it. But a lot of people don't believe it now because they see me in heels and dresses.
Yes.
But obviously on match day, guys, I can't be a boy on match day, But yeah, I was a tomboy growing up. bengile ntombazane ethanda amatopi, you know, marbles. Like I was such a boy. Like yeah, but Daveyton was nice. I think there's an interview I did with Ukangi Sachawane, who plays for the Sport Proteas, and she said, and I asked her about her upbringing, you know, and the challenges she faced because she went through so much. And she's like, no, but if not me, then who, Lindiwe, you know? So yeah, so he's saying, it's, oh, and we didn't have this, we didn't have that. You know, I think everyone goes through challenges in life.
But growing up, up here, do you have any heroes around, like I'm looking up to this one and this one, like local heroes?
Not really. At Daveyton, I don't think we really had a lot of like influential people to look up to. You know, maybe not in terms of television presenting, maybe in terms of sports, yes.
Jabu
Mahlangu, yes. But also, you know, Daveyton had a lot of stories, you know, about elite discipline. So all our players had that dark cloud over them. Goes, oh no, now Team XYZ is not recruiting players from Daveyton because of their history, you know. Abo Scabs, Abeze training, you know, Abo Jabu, but they do XYZ and all of that. So yeah, Jabu obviously will always be one of the standout people. Lira is from Daveyton, Lebo Matosa is from Daveyton, Musa Nyatama is from Daveyton. Yeah, but honestly, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really have a lot of people.
And
Nomuz is from Benoni. Yeah, Nomuz is from Benoni, but Abazalbake are from Daveyton. So I don't know if she ever lived in Daveyton, but she says she is from Daveyton. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Nomuze is really from Daveyton, but I know she's an East Rand girl. You know? Yeah, Charlize Theron is from Benoni, so yeah. Hey, East Rand, yes.
Yeah, I know. But tell me now. Obviously, East Rand, Jengbusicho now, like Daveyton is ingaphandle kancane.
Yes.
And when do you then make a decision to say, I know that you are doing beauty pageants, but then when do you make a decision to say, I want to be on TV? At what stage of your life, of your childhood?
I think it wasn't even about being in broadcasting. For me, it was about poverty. You know, it's like, I don't want to be poor for the rest of my life. I hate poverty with passion. I hate inconvenience. I hate being broke. And I think that's why I work so hard, because I like comfort, I like convenience, I like taking care of my loved ones, you know. So for me, it was a poverty thing. Like, I really hate poverty, and I just wanted to end the cycle. I don't want my siblings. I have a 16-year-old sister and a 25-year-old brother. I didn't want my siblings to go through what I went through, because for me, like, I'd miss a lot of school trips because my mom gets paid month end. So now you have a trip on the 15th, and my mom is like, yeah, but I'm a domestic worker. I don't have money now. It's mid-month, you know. So now that's why I work so hard, because I don't like depending on one income. And broadcasting only came in 2012 when I was watching the AFCON final, you know, between Zambia and Ivory Coast. That's when I decided that I wanted to get into broadcasting, because for the longest time I was a fan, you know. Yeah. I was a fan, very inquisitive, very outspoken. And for me, it was like, actually, I think I want to do this, you know, but it took a while. It took a while, because when you grow up, there's certain careers, Luthando, that you aren't really exposed to. Yes. Everyone graduates. Some people don't even go to school, you know, because of financial difficulties, and a lot of people end up in retail. KFC. So now you're thinking, are we all going to end up here, you know? So for me, it was a poverty issue. I was like, no ways. There is no way I am going to live my entire life like this.
You're mentioning that you had to miss school trips, but I mean, as a child, I mean, I was going to a school trip, and iskaftina sakho sona, you know, asinapaloni and all that. But how was that like for you?
I think as a child, obviously, you don't understand the dynamics, you know. So it's like, but why can't I go? Luthando is going because, you know, his parents paid. Why can't I go? And my mom would say, no, but I don't have money, you know. And it's okay. Guzolunga one day. Right now, I don't have money, but one day you will be able to go to those trips. But as a child, you don't understand, because you're like, oh, but why can't I go? I also want to go. I want to be like other kids, you know, and all that. I think it took a while. It was only in high school when I got to understand. It was, oh, actually, isimo sasekaya siso. Because you get to school and everyone is talking about the river and legacy, and you can't even relate because you don't have DSTV, you know. But you eventually get used to it. It's, oh, okay. And I think that played such a huge role in who I am right now, because now when it comes to like my finances, I know how to manage them, you know. Even when you see most better, you're like, oh, okay, mali, ayiko. Then do I need this item or do I want this item, you know? So yeah, obviously as a child you don't understand, but the older you get, then you understand, it's, oh, okay, you know, and you can teach like your siblings, you know, imali mangeka ayiko, maikon ikon.
So this is what drove you, like this is what drives you every day.
Yeah,
like, to wake
I
up
hate
in
poverty.
The morning,
I hate poverty. I want the best for my family. I think that one thing that drives me is definitely a better lifestyle for my family, you know, not being dependent on one income, you know, and just being able to give my loved ones the things that I didn't get. Like, I always tell people that I'm very close with my 16-year-old sister Ubanele and my niece Luthando is 11, you know, and for me it's very important because I want to expose them to like all the finer things in life, because they're young girls and it's very easy for girls to get sidetracked or get like a guy or some say Gold Reef City, you know. So when a guy approaches her, she'll be like, oh, I've been to Gold Reef City like 10 times already, you know, what's next? Because she's accustomed to this lifestyle. My sister and I have date nights. My sister and I travel. We go to Mpumalanga. We go to Cape Town. Yeah, but do you get what I mean? Because I didn't have that. You know, I think I traveled for the first time. I think I flew, I was probably 22 or 23. And my sister's going to experience now in her teens, you know. Yeah. And that's just the beauty, because we work so hard because we want to take care of our loved ones.
Great stuff. And just... You mentioned the girl child.
Yes.
And how the role that you're playing in your sister.
Yes.
You've always said on your post that it's about
inspiring the girl child.
It's about inspiring
the mission and vision was and will always be to inspire the girl child. That was said by Zanele Mtotana. He's the coach of Marty's team.
What kind of feedback do you get from the local girls here, the ones Abakula you mentioned?
Actually, a lot of girls don't know me. I'm known by a lot of boys. Like teens know me.
Okay.
I kid you not. Teens know me because they watch, you know, sports. Yeah. It's just a few girls who watch Home Ground, who've seen me on Home Ground, because obviously Home Ground is a different market, you know. But Abafana Bola, like 10-year-olds and 16-year-olds know me very well. Sisi, we're multi-choice. They still call me multi-choice Diski Challenge. They're like, hi. You know, after how many years, I'm still MDC girl, but it's fine. But I get a lot of girls in my DMs, you know, girls who are in varsity. Girls who say, hey, I like your work, you know, I want to follow in your footsteps. And it feels great, you know, to see that I'm able to make that sort of impact on someone else's life, especially a girl, because I'm very passionate about the girl child.
Great stuff. Your break, broadcasting industry. Take us through that journey. I know that it was a tough one. What kind of challenges did you
my big break. So I got into YFM in 2012, but I had applied for the Y Academy twice before, so I had 2 failed attempts and I got in the 3rd time. And I think...
So sometimes failure is good?
It's good. I think timing is everything, hey? And like I said, the older you get, then the more you understand that timing is everything. You know, there's a reason why it didn't work out the first 2 times. Because had it worked out, perhaps I wouldn't have earned myself a contract after my internship at that time, and I probably wouldn't be at SuperSport now. So there's a reason why it didn't work out the first 2 times. So when I went the 3rd time, I was more prepared. You know, I was more equipped. When it came to my interviews, I knew about the station. I knew I had a direct indication of what I wanted to do. Because when I applied the first 2 times, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Because with the academy, you spend different weeks in different departments, but you also need to establish which department exactly do you want to be in, you know? And I don't think I knew that when I applied for the first 2 times. I didn't know that I wanted to be in the newsroom because I wanted to do sports. So when I got in, it was like, hey.
Yes.
Okay, this is how it feels, you know. I didn't have a journalism background, but I just wanted to learn. I was hungry, Luthando. I just wanted to learn. And I humbled myself, because the thing is, you get to a place and you know what they say about interns, you must make coffee and all of that. So I was always proactive, I was making coffee, I was always available, you know, when people needed help. Luthando, do you need me to cut sound? Do you need me to call the minister, spokesperson or whatever? I was that girl. I was so annoying, but it worked, because then you then stand out from the rest. And then when they need help, they're like, oh, where's Lindy? If Lindy was here, she could be helping us with X, Y, Z, you know? So you build those relationships with people and you just avail yourself and be proactive and just the willingness to learn.
Ubaba, so, I mean,
Thank
so
you.
when Zaganjan, like, because there's all this talk about,
Yes.
you know, ladies, befumana imisebenzi ngendlela
Yes,
engekho sharp,
yeah,
you know? So,
yeah.
how was it like for you?
I think that's like also one of the biggest challenges that women face in broadcasting or in any male-dominated industry, because whatever you do will always be questioned and scrutinized because you're a woman, you know. So we are constantly working hard to prove that, hey, I'm not just a pretty face, you know, I'm actually knowledgeable about this, you know, I'm passionate about it, I'm heavily invested, you know, and I want to be here because of the right reasons. I don't want to be famous, you know, I'm all about the craft. And I don't think sports people are about the fame, you know, sports people are just about the craft. Sports people are very different from entertainers, you know. And I think for me, the biggest thing, if you want to get into an industry and cement yourself, then you can't be sidetracked. Yes, the guys will be there and trying their like, but guys are like that generally everywhere, you know. But for us as women, because you have to work twice as hard because you are building here, you know, you don't want success activa. Oh no, you know, she was Teko Murice's ex-girlfriend, you know, because then you lose your credibility,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Then people,
yeah.
So for me, it's always been a thing of, I just want to work hard and establish myself in the industry, because then people respect your craft, they respect you as a person. And I always say, like to young girls, you have to master the basics. Like even on match day, when I do home ground, Luthando, and when I do match day, it's two different people because it's two different markets. Home ground is more lifestyle and entertainment.
Yes.
Chilled. I can wear this dress on home ground because, you know, market allows, but on match day I can't interview Pito Msimane Klaisitse Serope. Do you get what I mean? Because I am surrounded by men, so I need to be able to command respect before I even open my mouth. So it starts with the basics, how you carry yourself, you know, even on social media, how you carry yourself on social media. So yeah.
But do you think, like, ladies, I mean, you have the likes of Carol, Amanda Dlamini, Caster Semenya.
Yes.
That they've done very well in sport. Do you think ladies get less respect or recognition in the industry?
I'd honestly,
as compared to their counterparts?
Oh, okay, that's like a big debate. And also, I feel like it's going to be ongoing for the longest time. One, I personally feel like we're not where we were when we started, or we're not where we were a few years ago. I mean, you mentioned Carol Shabalala, the First Lady of Sport. Carol is the leading lady now at SuperSport. Do you get what I mean? During the bubble, Carol was spearheading things in studio. During the bubble, SuperSport had 3 ladies doing OB field reporting in the DSTV Premiership. Myself, Julia Stewart, and Tatu Moeng. Lwazi was the only guy. At SuperSport, I've anchored shows that some guys haven't anchored, that Lwazi hasn't anchored, that maybe Thabiso Tima hasn't anchored. I've hosted the Netball Cup launch, I've hosted the MTN 8 launch. Lwazi hasn't anchored some of those shows. Do you get what I mean? So I would be lying, or maybe we've been fortunate to work for a brand that is all about women empowerment, because SuperSport doesn't only have women in front of camera, we also have women behind the scenes. You know, we have Abonontlantla who are camera operators, Abosimpiwo who are camera operators. In sports, in terms of the athletes, I definitely think there's a huge gap, you know, because I work very closely with the netball players, and I honestly feel like they don't get the same respect and investment that the male athletes get. For instance, 90% of the Sport Proteas play abroad. They play in the Suncorp Super Netball League in Australia, they play in the UK, they play for the Sport Proteas, obviously, and these are like regular players in the Sport Proteas. But most of them don't have, like, you know, active way sponsorship. They don't have car endorsements. They don't have, I don't know. I mean, Wade, let me make an example. Wade van Niekerk, I think, has an endorsement with Discovery. I'm not sure if he's got a car endorsement. You know, Itu Kune has the Den-Up endorsement. He was a Nike athlete, you know. But with our girls, I feel like it's taking forever. With the football athletes, it's slightly getting there. Like Abotembi Khatlan and Abolinda Motlalo, because now, okay, they are Nike athletes. But what other endorsements are there? You know, if it's not if it's not Nike, what other brands are coming on board to say, hey, you know, we'd like to work with you. I feel like there's a huge gap for that, especially in netball, hey? And yeah, netball, because I work with them and I just see, I mean, even the prize money for the Telkom Netball League, I think it's 250,000 rands.
Wow.
But with football, it's 15 million. Do you see the difference, you know? Even during lockdown, the male athletes are probably still getting their income, you know? But what about our girls? It's really like tough.
Let's talk about your love for sport.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you entered a competition, won tickets for the Soweto Derby. And a few years down the line, you covering the Soweto Derby
Yes.
on a chopper.
Obviously, I think growing up in a township, it's where my influence comes from. Like I said earlier, the only thing we do ekasi, we are keza, we are vugeksen, we are cleaner, and we are bugeli pola, you know. So yeah, that's where it all started for the longest time. We would watch Ipola later in December, the festive games. And then, yeah, and I won tickets at YFM before I even got to the station, because I got to YFM in 2012.
Yeah.
I think in 2010, 2011, I won tickets to the Soweto Derby. And then, yeah, my brother and I took a train, not even Gautrain, because, I mean, I couldn't afford Gautrain then, you know? So we took a metro rail to FNB Stadium, but the experience was more about my brother. You know, I just wanted to make it special for him because he had never been to a Soweto Derby. I'd been to several derbies, but he had never been. So I just wanted to make it special for him. I remember we had limited cash. I didn't even eat on the day because I wanted him to eat. So I was like, yeah, no, you can have whatever, you know, just get soaked in the atmosphere of a Soweto Derby. And yeah, you're right. Hey, a few years later.
But what color of a jersey are you?
No, but I can't
Or if I
say. No, man. No, why are we talking about the Soweto Derby? You know, I'm a Sing with Sundowns ambassador, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I know, but I'm just talking about you
No,
going to the
I think,
stadium. And
no,
all
if
that,
you've
know,
been following me
experience,
long
yeah.
enough, you'll know.
Yeah.
Yes, buddy.
Okay, but when you are watching the Soweto Derby, do you see yourself and say, one day, what was going through your mind?
I don't think I did then. Hey, I don't think I did then. Because it's a big event, you know, and you think some dreams sometimes you feel like some dreams are unattainable, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, so it's a derby, like, who am I? You know, this girl from Daveyton, how do I even get there? Like, you know, a whole Robert Marawa and Carol Shabalala. No, that's never gonna happen. Me, so it's a derby, you know. So when it happens, it's like, what? Like unkulunkulu muhle at all times. And also it goes back to timing. When it's your time, it's your time.
What has been your, like, the best, what was the best thing about your job and as a presenter at SuperSport?
The best thing about my job, I think for me, just working for the SuperSport brand is a big honor, because when I left YFM, you know, you have a plan. It's okay, so I'm going to start at YFM, and then from YFM, maybe I'm going to do Soweto TV, SABC, then SABC SuperSport. That was my plan, you know. But obviously God's plans are way better and bigger than ours. So I think for me, just working for the SuperSport brand and working alongside, you know, the First Lady of Sports, your Thato Moeng, your Motshidisi Mohano, Carol Shabalala is someone I grew up watching when she was still with the national broadcaster. So now to have Carol in studio during the bubble, linking to Lindy, you know, at Emirates Airline Park, it's like, is this really happening to me? You know?
Yeah.
So I think for me, one of the biggest things, yeah, it's just working alongside seasoned anchors, people I grew up watching. Even Robert Marawa, before he left the channel, I mean, Rob, like a whole Robert Marawa.
and just in terms of, you know, you are a female presenter.
Yes.
I was watching the other day when Ikakaselas won the World Cup.
Yes.
And in that situation, your boyfriend, let's say, is in the sporting industry and he wins and you interview them.
My boyfriend is not in the industry.
No, okay. We know. I've seen that. I've seen the tweets. I've seen the tweets. So do you kiss him?
No, man. I think you try to remain.
Or did you
as
look at the incident? Do you
professional.
think
Yes.
it was spontaneous?
Yeah, it was on the moment kind of thing, you know. It was unexpected. She didn't expect it. And I think it's just the excitement, you know. But work is work, and I think our partners understand the dynamics of our careers. Anything can happen. They know you're surrounded by males, but at the end of the day, you try to remain as professional as possibly, as you possibly can. And yeah, these things happen. I mean, it's live television. You can't script that. You can't.
And then in terms of distraction, have you ever felt distracted, let's say, by anything? Like while you're trying to focus, and how do you deal with distractions? By the way,
I think that's one of the things that live television teaches you. How to handle distractions, because there's a lot happening in your ear. Your director is screaming and she's talking to like 15 other people. There's 15 camera operators. There's people in the van. VT directors. There's the production assistant. There's the floor manager. So live television teaches you that to keep calm in any situation. And I think it's the best form of training, because once you master that, then you can do any form of television. Because things can go wrong in your ear, but the viewer at home doesn't know that camera 2 has lost cue lights, and they'll say, okay, Lindy, please stay on the jib because now we don't have cue lights on camera 2,
Talking about distraction, covering a game during, COVID.
Yes.
And a packed 90,000 at FNB. How different and how difficult is that?
I think obviously we've all had to adapt to the new normal, because when we got into the bubble, it was completely different. You get to the match venue and it's so quiet. It's odd, but the show has to continue. On match day, pre-COVID, of course, it's hectic, but it's fun. It's the adrenaline. That's why we love what we do, because you get there and you see, Amakosi fans on the left, Abo Vuyo, Abo Sfiso, Abo Tulani Ngobo, and on the right you see Abo Jimmy, Orlando Pirates fans. And it's just exciting, but also you need to remember that, hey, I'm here to work, but also to have fun. I think it's very important to have fun and not focus on what's next, and enjoy the moment. So yeah, I think working in the bubble was completely different to what we have gotten accustomed to. You miss that. You miss sound yes group, stadium, and lose about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great stuff. And then you are also the face of netball now.
Yes.
I think from 2017.
Yes, 2017. Eh?
Yeah. So what's happening there? I see there's a lot of support that's coming to the game of netball, and a lot of personalities now. And you also do your beat one-on-one promoting the sport.
Yes.
And
how
do you see your role there?
Like you said, I'm the face of netball. I think when you think netball in South Africa, I'm one of the people you associate the sport with. For me, because there's so many of us in football, so I'm trying to tap into this market that a lot of people have somewhat neglected for the longest time. And also, to be honest, Luthando, the Sport Proteas are really amazing. The Sport Proteas aren't playing the same way they were a few years ago. A few years ago, we'd lose to Australia or New Zealand by like a big margin, Maybe we'd lose by, 49 to 10. But now, like you look at the 2019 Netball World Cup semi-final, we lost by 2 points to the best team, in the world, Australia. We lost by 2 points. So for me, I'm very big on women's sports. And for me, netball is also a special project, because so many of these girls aren't getting the same opportunities that our male counterparts are getting, So I'm just trying, obviously. We're taking it one day at a time, trying to be the voice of netball, because I remember the other day someone from Nike came to me and said, hey, we want to sponsor, some of the netball girls, but we don't know them, Some people don't even know who the captain of the Sport Proteas is now, guys, And this guy was like, no, please help me, I'm trying to get a few netball girls to sponsor, but I obviously don't know who's hot right now, who's playing where, who's playing which position, So yeah, I'm trying to do my bits and also just tap into that market, because everyone, I feel like, is just focusing on football, and also we're building up for the 2023 World Cup in South Africa.
Was it last year when you went to Liverpool?
Yes, it was last year, 2019,
okay.
When South Africa finished 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last
with
year.
that experience, and then looking forward to 2023 World Cup, what lessons do you think we can take as South Africa, and how prepared are we
Yeah, I think as South Africa, we are prepared. I mean, we've hosted several World Cups and we've done well. And everyone loves Cape Town. I think the world is going to love Cape Town. It's just that there's a lot of work that needs to go into preparing for the Netball World Cup, because you've got all these teams. I remember when I covered the World Cup, we had to be at the match venue. Like the Spar Proteas would play at 7 and we'd have to be there ekseni, because now all the other countries are playing ekseni. You know, there's a lot of work, and I'm big on digital media. So when we came back, I was having a chat with Unusi Gazi, who's the media officer of Netball SA, and I said, we need to start growing our social media presence. You know, we need to start engaging with our girls like now, so they get used to it. So when we get to 2023, they are more relaxed. But my camera. Hence, we started Lockdown TV during lockdown, where we would interview our girls and just find out how COVID is going. And I think they've done really well now. Even now with the Telkom Netball League back, that social media presence is really amazing.
Great stuff. I want us to talk about the importance of your family in your upbringing and as a support. Umama Lana welcomed us, and I know that I'm a keka corner after this interview. But how important is that?
It's very important. My family has always been supportive of everything that I do. I think that's why it was natural for them when I decided to go into broadcasting. My mom didn't even panic, because she knew that I'd always loved, you know, football, and it's something that, yeah, I've always wanted. I think being a fan for the longest time, obviously now it was something new for her. Would say, hey, I want to get into broadcasting. So now when they see me on TV, like she tells me, would say, I'm trying to fan base, so you know, she's very supportive, and I love that. But we generally all support each other in everything that we do, not just me because I'm on television, but everything that we do. My sister's a creative, you know, she's a photographer, she's an artist. We support her. Like, I invest in a craft. She's got everything that she needs.
Great stuff. And then in terms of your career, or I saw you going to schools, giving motivational talks, and what is your long-term vision around Girl Child and also Ikaslako?
Yeah. Okay, a lot of people ask me if I'm going to start a foundation, and no, I don't really think I want a foundation, but I'm very big
lots
on...
of foundations
yeah,
that
no,
you support.
Of course. I don't think I'd start a foundation, but I'm very big on mentorship. You know, I mentor 3 girls currently, and I say 3 because, I mean, it makes sense to take up those numbers now. Like, I get a lot of DMs from girls saying, hey, please mentor me, please mentor me. But I feel like it would be unfair of me to take up 5 or 10 girls and not have like sufficient time for each individual. So now I can monitor each individual's progress, and all my girls are not where they were 2 years ago when I met them, you know. So because obviously my schedule is also hectic, I can't be taking up 5 girls at a time. So I'm just investing that. When I have time, even with the girls that I mentor, when I have time, they come with me to my gigs, you know, they come and shadow me at work. Even the ones that I don't mentor, if I'm doing a game in Polokwane and someone says, oh, if you're in Polokwane, please, can I come through? I allow them to come through. So I'd like to go to more schools. I'd like to host, I don't know, maybe a branch one day on a bigger scale, and just have like a group of girls, like all the girls who DM me, to just come and we have like a branch, like a girl camp type of vibe, you know, maybe have a camp, bring like influential people, not just in sports, you know, but yeah, maybe it's just a few influential women, like about Jessica Motaung. I love Jessica. I think she's one of my favorite people in the industry. I absolutely respect her.
Have you met her?
Several times, but I haven't interviewed her.
She knows that you love her?
I don't think she knows,
okay.
But yeah, I love Jessica, guys. I love what she's done with the Kaiser Chiefs brand.
I'll send her the message,
yeah,
or we'll send her a clip.
Yeah, send her the link so she can watch this.
What would you like to say to her, and what do you see in her?
I see a lot of myself in Jessica.
Okay.
I do. I like how she carries herself. Jessica is a former beauty queen. I'm a former beauty queen.
Okay.
You know,
yes.
I like what she's done with the Kaiser Chiefs brand. I like her work. She's very consistent. She's constantly evolving. You know, even when, obviously Chiefs is a big brand, even when they're not performing, but my fans are loyal, you know, and not because of the football on the pitch, but because of the other projects that she's done around the brand.
You're saying that with
passion. I love her. I absolutely, like, a lot of people ask me, so who's your favorite woman in sports? I'm like, Jessica Motaung. Yeah, I love her. She's she's amazing, very commanding. You know, like I said earlier, you need to be able to command respect without even opening your mouth.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
You know. Yeah,
she is,
I love Jessica. I love her.
I always avoided one-on-one meetings with Jess.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what message do you have for a girl child that wants to be the next Lindiwe Dube? What would you say to her?
Oh, you know, when Zozibini Tunzi won Miss Universe 2019, she said she wants girls to take up space and cement themselves. So not just in sports, but in any other male-dominated industry, there's room for growth. There's so many opportunities. Women can be anything they want. You know, like I said earlier, we are getting those opportunities. However, you just need to work hard. Because, I mean, you're not going to get an opportunities because you're a woman. You need to get it on merit. You know, Siya Kolisi is not the captain of the Springboks because of the color of his skin, but it's because of merits, you know. And that's the agenda we are pushing. Wuti, no, you need to win the Chairman's Award based on merit, not because how, you know, it must be on merit. So yeah, you put in the work because someone's always watching. You put in the work, you can never ever drop the ball, especially as a woman, because yeah, I think the best athletes in the world, Luthando, don't rest. Thembi Kgatlana will score the World Cup, the opening goal of the World Cup, but she doesn't rest. You know, she wants more. Next game, you want to score a brace. Next game, you want to score a hat-trick. So you never rest, you never arrive. You know, you continue putting in the work. You stay hungry, you rest. Master the basics. I always tell people, you can have 10 million qualifications, you can be the most talented athletes in the world, but you need to be able to master the basics. Respect your call time, respect the people that you work with. People don't understand how you may be getting gigs. People say, how is Luthando getting gig X, Y, Z? You know, because, hey, he's Luthando. But the relationships you have with people, you know, people know that when I book Luthando, he's going to respect call time. He's going to get you. If call time is 9 o'clock, Luthando is going to get you at 8:30. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
People remember those smaller yana details. So you have to be able to respect, respect the people that you work with, because it's Katsako, it's Katsabo. You know, they could have chosen anyone else. So yeah, I'm big on that. Master the basics. Have fun, you know. More often than not, we are so focused on what's next, after the Chairman's Award, after fan base. No, have fun, you know. Like, pace yourself and have fun and enjoy the moment.
Yes, congratulations on that award, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, with your dreads, can we expect maybe a cut in the next few years, or have you thought about it?
I have. I was tempted to cut my hair last year, but you know, there was a lot happening last year. I had school, I had the building projects, I had work.
What are you studying?
I was studying marketing, and then I didn't register for second semester. It was overwhelming, Luthando, I'm not going to lie. I had so much going on last year. I was studying marketing because I studied advertising, you know, so I just wanted to venture into marketing. I love marketing and branding. Okay. But yeah, maybe I'll go back to school next year. I just wanted to breathe after everything that happened last year.
So you do want to be the next Just Come Down?
Of course.
Okay. And then how do you want to be remembered?
I want to make a difference in people's lives. So I started therapy in 2020, and my therapist asked me, so what do you think your purpose is? And I said, my purpose is to make other people happy. I honestly feel like it doesn't have to be like a big thing, you know, but just your presence and just how you make other people feel, you know. For me, it's very close to my heart, you know. I'm happy when other people are happy. So when I die, I want you to say, oh, Lindiwe got me this book, you know. Lindiwe got me this Liverpool jersey when she was in Liverpool, you know. And
thank you so much.
Yeah. I just want to make...
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to live a positive impact in people's lives.
And who is the famous person on your DM?
Oh my gosh. You know, you guys want to get me into trouble.
Lindiwe Dube, thank you so much for your time.
For having
me. To everyone joining us on Luthando ZibekoTV, thank you so much. This is my channel, your channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the notification button so that you don't miss any of our exclusive content. Maybe we'll be on your DM soon.